Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take you through the day in the life of a 23-year-old mother, wife, and homemaker. But first, there's something personal that I wanted to share with all of you that would explain part of the reason why I haven't made a new video for a while. On February 29th, 2024, I unexpectedly lost someone close to me and my family, my stepdad. This has turned our world upside down, and it has been challenging trying to navigate the grief while staying on top of things around the house and having two under two to take care of. But even though we are still grieving, life goes on. So I too have to continue taking care of things. And I will say I have been able to find some comfort in doing the mundane tasks of everyday life, such as just doing things like vacuuming, folding laundry, and that sort of a thing. These tasks give my life some normality, and as I go about my day, I am reminded that life is precious and we never know when our time is up. And I am also reminded to cherish every moment, even the little ones that we have every day. So, without further ado, this is me getting ready for the day, putting on some beef tallow on my face for moisture and mascara. Now here, I'm making a carrot salad, I guess you could call it. It is supposed to help balance your hormones. So I put about half a cup of carrots, shredded carrots, into a bowl, and then I add some salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and apple cider vinegar. I've been trying to eat that all day because, like I said, it supposedly helps with your hormones and some other stuff as well. It has healthy fat in it, electrolytes, I believe, from the salt, and then carrots are just a good root vegetable to eat, and pepper for a little bit of seasoning. So I try to eat that every morning before I eat breakfast even. So yeah, and then I just mix it all together and I eat it just like that, raw and everything. And then after I'm done making my carrot salad, I make my coffee for the day. Lately, I've been using my mocha pot, which is an affordable alternative to one of those fancy espresso machines. So what I do is I just use my mocha pot with some, I believe it's either dark or medium roast Starbucks coffee grounds, finely ground ones, and I add it to the mocha pot. And I will then add some flavoring to my cup as well, like vanilla, honey, and brown sugar. Actually, that is the combination I've been doing currently, and I think it's just absolutely delicious. In fact, I would argue it's better than some coffee shop lattes that I've had, if I'm to be honest with you guys. So yeah, here's me getting some brown sugar for my latte. And then as you can see, I got the vanilla out. So I'm adding the hot espresso to the brown sugar to kind of melt it down. And then I'm adding milk to my latte as well. And I'm topping it off with a little more espresso just to make it a little more strong, because otherwise it would be too milky, and I like my lattes a little strong. And then I also got a fresh bouquet of flowers. I'm gonna divide up the bouquet and put half of it on the table and then half of it on our icon corner table. So that is what I'm doing here. What I like to do to take care of flowers and get them prepped and ready to go for vases is I like to first remove all the leaves, and then I like to trim the stems and kind of cut them at an angle. I learned this trick from TikTok actually, where you trim the stems and remove the leaves to make the flowers last a little longer and just look a bit more aesthetically pleasing in the vase. I also found out that you can run tape, maybe about 4 pieces of tape or so, across the mouth of vases parallel running horizontally and then parallel running vertically that kind of crisscross each other. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it is supposed to hold flowers in place and make it so that they don't kind of fall all over or into each other and stay more upright. I didn't do this with these vases just because the vases are, well, one kind of narrow, the one vase is, and then the other vase is wider, but it's kind of divided into two with the handle in the middle of the vase. I honestly think it's amazing how much a bouquet of flowers can really brighten up a house. Even if you just have a few flowers in a vase on a table or on a stand somewhere, it really just brightens up the room and makes it all that more beautiful, in my opinion. So, something to keep in mind if you're looking for a way to brighten up your home or liven it up, especially since everything isn't quite so lush or green yet. I mean, granted, here in Wisconsin, where I live, there have been some buds starting to kind of pop up on different plants and such, but nothing is quite that green yet. And then here is my view in the morning. As you can see, it's a bit untidy. However, it has been more messy, so I can't complain too much. And here I am adding some flowers to our icon corner because we really try to make an emphasis on putting flowers in our icon corner. And now I am building our vase for the table. So here I go doing that. And as you can see, our printer is there in the background. Yes, we end up moving it to a room upstairs that we have that we're probably going to turn into a little office, but it was just on the table right now because my husband has been working on some different paperwork, so it was just more convenient for it to be right there on the table. But I am so happy to see that it has gone upstairs and away from the table because it took up a lot of space, and to be honest, it's kind of an eyesore, not the prettiest thing in the world. So I'm happy that it found a new home. I don't know what it is about arranging flowers and putting them in a vase, but I honestly think that it is so fun to be able to rearrange them and put them together and kind of make it your own in a sense. I just love it a lot, and I am so thankful that we have stores around the area where we can just buy a fresh bouquet of flowers, take it home, put it in a vase, and really add a lovely touch to your home. I would grow flowers outside, and I actually want to, but where I live right now, we need to have garden beds. We're not allowed to just plant in the ground, unfortunately. But I really am hoping to get that done this summer. I will have my husband build the garden beds, and hopefully I can plant some flowers. So as you can see, here is the final look of the vase on our table. I'm just kind of wiping it off, and I'm going to be putting a table runner down. I really like this table runner because it has texture, it is neutral in color, and it is just very simple yet pretty, and it goes with a lot of the decor that I have and centerpieces that I have for my table. So that's why I like this one a lot. And here you guys go. Here is the final look of the table. It is very minimal, but I think it's pretty. And now I am folding some clothes, which I actually have a hard time staying on top of all the laundry. Although I really find it relaxing to just fold the clothes. I'm folding them in the basement right now because if I folded them in the living room, which I used to do, my toddler would certainly knock the piles over. I don't know if anybody else can relate. Probably, because that's just kind of a thing that kids do, I think. But the basement is just really an easier place to fold the laundry and then take it upstairs and put it into rooms. So I like this method a lot. But kind of going off of what I was talking about earlier, doing laundry, being able to fold it and put it away really just makes me value life and having children to pick up after and clean up after. It really just makes me cherish these moments, even though right now it does seem stressful and overwhelming. All the stuff that has to be done, the clothes that have to be washed, the floors that have to be vacuumed, the windows that have to be cleaned. All of it is overwhelming, yes. But that means that there are happy kids in the home who play, who like to look out the window, who make a mess, and honestly, I wouldn't trade it for anything. And even though cleaning in itself is kind of boring, I also find vacuuming floors so satisfying as well. It is just honestly the best thing, in my opinion, as well as wiping down windows too. One of my daughter's favorite things, my toddler that is to climb up on the sofa and look out the window and touch the window and make little smudges and stuff. But hey, I'm not complaining. I just needed to do this because the smudges kind of build up over time, and I had been letting it go for a couple of weeks now, and it got to a point where finally I was just like, okay, enough is enough. I need to just suck it up and do this. So that's what I did. I cleaned off the windows, and so satisfying to do, let me tell you. It takes a while for me to actually do them, but once I do, it is so satisfying. And finally, reading a afternoon story to my toddler. This book is actually a book that my stepfather brought over the last weekend he came over to visit us, so it is a special book for me, and also the fact that he is a farmer as well, so it's just very fitting, I think, to be reading it and reminiscing about him and all of the precious moments that we spent together. I hope that this day in the life brought you some comfort if you are in a similar position. Just know that you aren't alone. For us Eastern Orthodox Christians, we are in Great Lent right now. Our Easter, we call it Pascha, is in May this year, but let us be reminded that God has conquered the sting of death and came to the world to redeem us so that we could have everlasting life with Him. Thank you for joining me today. I apologize. I know that this video wasn't the happiest thing to vlog about, but thank you for watching. And until next time, I hope that you all have a lovely, peaceful day. And if you can, please pray for my mom. Her name is Amanda, and for my stepdad and his departed soul, his name is Mark. So please just remember them in your prayers as well as the rest of our family. And thank you once again.